Hey everybody, Allie Bloyd here, and today we're going to talk about setting your marketing budget. So I've spoken with a lot of companies that don't have someone in-house doing their marketing, and what I've realized is they typically don't actually know what their marketing budget is. They may say, this is the money I feel like I have laying around right now, so maybe we can use it on marketing. It's not really the best way to go about it. There is a formula that you use to develop your marketing budget. And so for existing businesses that have years of sales data to go on, you typically are going to do this based on a percentage of your revenue. And for a very conservative figure, you could go between 3 and 6% of your revenue and spend that on your marketing. I know that a lot of people suggest maybe 7 to 12%, which I find pretty high. Although if your business is making less money, you actually may want to spend that 7 to 12% because your marketing, if done correctly, which I'm going to show you how to do in this course, will generate more revenue. But if you don't have enough money to spend on marketing, then that's not going to happen. You want to make sure that you actually have funds to drive new business. If this was a type of marketing where you weren't actually sure if it was going to work, then I would be hesitant to recommend that. Although that is, just a common figure a lot of people give, but I definitely say that if you're a larger company, you may not need 7 to 12% of your marketing budget. I've helped grow sales by 7 figures using a 3% marketing budget. This was a large company, so even 3%, I had all the money that I needed to create a very effective campaign. But if we had spent, 7 to 12%, that would have been a lot. And we didn't actually need it to help us have an incredible year. So again, it's all about what you're comfortable with. If you would typically do this off of the sales projections for the following year. So if you're setting your marketing budget for the next year, then you're going to say, okay, what do I expect to make that next year? Again, because this is an estimate, I would stay on the conservative side. 5% is a good number to stick to, even 5 to 7%. But I don't think when you're just getting started, you should spend too much. As long as your budget is healthy enough at those numbers to really create some impactful campaigns. But you can always adjust it throughout the year, and I would definitely recommend that you do. If you're staying on top of your business like you should be, or if you're working for a company, make sure you're kept in the loop about what sales are looking like. Are sales on track for what we projected? And if they're not, if they're falling behind, then you should adjust your marketing budget accordingly, because you don't want to end up spending 15% on your marketing budget. That would be outrageous. So make sure that those projections are adjusted throughout the year to keep yourself to those actual numbers. So for businesses that are just starting out, you may not have a lot of data to go on, and this formula may not work for you. I still think that you can project your sales for your first year and do it based on a percentage of your revenue. If you're just starting a business or if you're just getting started, you should be doing some projections. So those numbers should already be there. But sometimes it just depends on how much capital you have available, and you may not have that much available. You got to make sure your overhead is covered, your people are paid, whatever you need to do. And marketing may not seem like the most important thing, but I will tell you that marketing, when done correctly, is not an expense, it's an investment. And I think that's what so many people need to realize, is that you're not throwing this money away by any means. You are investing it to get a greater outcome. Everything we do, we want a much better return on our investment. Hey, sorry guys, my last video cut out unexpectedly. But the last thing I wanted to say is that I'm going to have a marketing budget template for you. It's a spreadsheet I've created to keep track of all of my marketing expenses. And it makes it really easy to pull back on some of those expenses if things do need to be adjusted. So you can find that attached to this video. And if you guys have any questions on setting your marketing budget, please feel free to reach out.